Hey Brian, how's it going? It's Bree here. Just wanted to record this video as promised, going over your site quickly and some of the competitors and kind of what I'm seeing going on. So for starters, looking at your site, I love that you've got service pages, individual service pages, and contact us, FAQs. Excuse me, I love that you have a chat button, get a free estimate, you've got calls to action, and your services right away. You've also got a really nice photo in the background. I will say when I first look at it, up here feels a little busy and I don't know, just kind of like uneven. So up here did give me a little bit of stress, but I love down here. Moving on. I love that right away you have 0% financing. That's an important thing to call out. And a little bit about you guys, kind of who endorses you. You've got a video. One thing I am noticing that is an issue is I can tell you have this jobber form over here, but there's kind of a lot of questions and text to the jobber form, and it ends up making this a really long blank space, at least on a computer, which is not good. So there's this huge blank space just in the middle of your site. And so we would definitely want to just do a little bit of custom work to this form here, or put it on its own page just so that it's not making that huge white space. I do love the badges here. I would probably recommend having some updated ones. You probably haven't used Angie's in a while because Angie's has become a little tricky to work with, but just getting some more updated ones. Some of these ones are so stupid. You can go to other websites and pay like $20 and get a badge, or there's even free ones. So people don't really know the difference. Just having some updated badges, a little more recent, would be good. Looks like we have a LinkedIn post here, but the rest again is just kind of a little blank, so having a little bit more info to fill up. You have service area pages, which is great. This is really important for SEO to have a page for the specific towns you want to go after, and they're actually doing really well. I checked a good amount of them and they were doing quite well, so this is really important. It does look like there's some that don't have a page for it, whether you guys just stopped or maybe those ones weren't important enough, I'm not sure, but these pages are doing pretty well and are definitely important. And so that's what I'm seeing, design point of things on the homepage. From an SEO point of things, there's a couple things that I'm noticing. One is that there's not quite enough content on this homepage. We really like to see a minimum of about 1,500 words on your homepage, and this is for two reasons. So the first reason being is that Google has these crawlers, and they come through and they read the content. They try to figure out what areas you serve, what services you offer. The more content you have on here, the more you're going to look like an expert in Google's eyes. The second reason being is that you want to beat out your competitors. So if your competitors had 1,000 words, then you're going to want to have 1,500 and so on. Now, within the content, you want to have keywords. And keywords are things that people are searching for when they're trying to find you. For example, if someone was searching for gutter company Springfield, Pennsylvania, and you had gutter company Springfield, Pennsylvania all over your site, you're going to be really relevant for that search, and Google's going to be willing to put you higher at the top. Now, you are ranking very well for Springfield, of course, because that is the town you guys are from. But especially for some of these service area pages, we want to make sure that the keywords that people are searching for are on the pages. That's going to help them be found better and for more words. If we were to do a Google search for gutter company Springfield, Pennsylvania, the first thing that pops up is going to be the Google guaranteed section. This is a Google ad, and Google is putting the sponsored section at the top of the page, and because it looks like you may not be running these Google ads, or if you are in this search, you're just not showing up, you're not showing up into these top three. Now, when I scroll down, your Google business profiles show up and your website show up first, and they show up great, but people are seeing these Google ads first, and you are not showing up within these. So if you are not running Google guaranteed ads, or they're also called local service ads, I highly recommend it just so you can get in front of other people, but also for the reason of they provide really good leads. And if no leads come in, then they don't charge you anything. If you are running them, there are things we can recommend to help you show up better. And this is all stuff we can help you with, but if you are not, I do highly recommend setting these up. Now, since you are first in both the Google Business Profile and the website, I'm not going to bother going through anyone below you. Let's go to a keyword such as gutter repair Pennsylvania. The first ones that show up are the gutter guys, and then you guys, and then all pro. And if we go down, the gutter guys are showing up, actually 2 of their pages are showing up, and then your website. So let's take a look at their site for a minute. The first page that they had ranking is an overall Pennsylvania page. So you can see right away they've got keywords, Pennsylvania gutter systems, installing and repairing gutters near you in Pennsylvania. They've definitely got their keywords on here and it's working well. Right off the bat, they've got a team photo to show that they've got a larger team, which I love, and I do think that maybe the homepage of your site is missing that, as well as testimonials. I think it's missing a little bit more of the personal and trustworthiness factor. I actually really don't like the Gutter Guys site. I do think that from a design point of view, it could be improved greatly, but from an SEO point of view, they're doing very well. Now, if we go through here, they link to some of their towns. They talk about their services, where they serve here. I think this is a little bit of overkill. A free estimate, their photos, and then a little bit about their work. But again, I really think this could be designed a bit better. They got testimonials here, some badges, and their call to action. But this is a site that's ranking. So let's take a look at why this is ranking. This is a paid program I used called Eros, and I went ahead and put them into here so we can see what you're up against. The second thing I want to go over is UR and DR ratings. These ratings are really important for where you fall within the search results. The UR rating is essentially just a trust rating with Google. The DR rating is essentially just a power rating with Google. And these numbers are going to be really important. One of the main ways to raise these numbers is through something called a backlink. And essentially all a backlink is just like a brand endorsement. So if another website was endorsing you guys, or maybe the Gutter Guys, and they say, hey, the Gutter Guys are the best ever, check them out, and they had a link back to their site, that's a backlink. The cool thing about the software is I can actually click on this and see what links, what endorsements they have, what ones are good, and giving them power, getting these numbers up here. And then we can go and attain this for your site to help raise your power. Their numbers are relatively high. They are not just happening to be this high. These numbers are worked towards. Their marketing company has been doing a lot of work to their site, of course, and we can tell that their site's doing pretty good. It's pretty powerful, and that's why it's ranking. Lastly, and most importantly, I want to talk about the organic keywords. These are the keywords within the content that I was talking about before. For example, so gutter repair New Jersey. There's approximately 930 people per month that are Googling this. Gutter repair Baltimore, approximately 200. I know that neither of these are in your state, but it looks like you may serve close to these areas as well. And they're just the first ones that show up. Let's see. Gutter cleaning Philadelphia, approximately 300 people who Google this per month. Gutter installation Maryland, approximately 300 people per month. Gutter cleaning Lancaster, Pennsylvania, approximately 400 people per month. They're going after keywords that have very large search volumes. Just those couple of words have a lot of people searching for them. And if we were able to get a lot more of those people searching for your site, then you are going to have your phone ringing off the hook, right? If we can get even a portion of that. Your site is doing well and it is capturing a lot of the towns around you. However, for some of these high volume words, it is not ranking for. And those are the types of words we would want to add into addition with your service pages. Now, if we take a look at your website's ratings, you can see for some reason there's an error here. It's showing a 403 error. I would have to do a little bit of digging to figure out exactly what that's caused from, but that's the first concern, is that I see it's showing me an error. The next thing is that I can see your UR and DR ratings are considerably lower than theirs, and so we would really want to get some more power to your site. There's a lot of things that go into raising the power, but a big one is going to be having a well done website, as well as having a lot of these brand endorsements or backlinks. And then if we take a look at your keywords, these are not the only words you're ranking for. These are just the ones that are important enough for my software to pick up. And there are some good ones in here, but the thing you'll notice is that a lot of those big words that we were just looking at are not showing up here. So we really want to look at some of those high volume words, figure out what areas are ones that make sense for you to go after, and make sure that we get those on your site. So we want to get some more content on your site. We want to fix a little bit of the design issues going on in the home page. We want to get some more backlinks and power to the site. And lastly, we want to make sure we get those keywords on there. I hope that is helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you more. Have a great evening.